What's going on, people? How are you doing? Fabian, how are you?
I'm good, my bro.
Ethan, how are you?
Wonderful, G.
And I am fantastic. Welcome to another episode of Talks. It's a big one. It's a fun one. Currently, we have chicken wings in the oven. So the second this podcast is over, we are going to be taste testing the King Fabian's chicken wings and mash. How you feeling about that?
I'm good, my bro. You know, Fabian's 5 minute of food has been around for a little while now. This is the first time the boy is going to get the 5 minute of food straight after the episode. How you mean? Let's go, baby.
I can't lie, they smell fantastic.
Yeah.
I wish you guys could smell it at home. One day when they invent technology that allows you to smell what's going on in whichever room they're recording in, I'm here for it. If Fabian's recording anywhere.
I'm excited. We put it to the test, so this is going to be a great motivator as well to give the best we can because the reward is so high.
Yep, it is indeed.
So high.
I just want to take a moment out to say thank you to our current subscribers. Thank you to everyone that comments. Thank you to everyone that likes our posts. Thank you to our community that is following us on our journey and getting involved and doing something great, taking their own minute motivation, taking their own moment of motivation and doing something great with it. So thank you to you.
Thank you so much. We really, really appreciate it. So we're going to get into the topic. We're going to get right rolling.
Let's go, baby.
So the topic for today, and I think this is a really exciting one, and hopefully it inspires the creativity in the minds of the listeners and the viewers, right?
Yep.
And the question is, if you could start a business right now with all the resources that you needed to start it, what would it be? The possibilities are endless. The creativity is open and wide. There's a little something going on here. Fabian's looking at Ethan, Ethan's looking at Fabian.
I'm good to go.
Oh,
that's why I'm looking at him.
Let me take this one.
Up until 5 minutes ago, I wasn't ready, and then something flashed across my mind. So, the business that I would go into is not a new business, something that's been rolling for years and years and years, but I'm going to take a slightly different approach to it. Now, everyone talks about the Maldives, everyone talks about Portugal, everyone talks about these amazing, fantastic holiday destinations.
Yep.
But there are places in the world that are either nearly untouched or unappreciated that I would plow money into and to say, let's take you somewhere different. Let's take you to Kazakhstan. Let's take you to Azerbaijan. Let's take you to all the stands so you can be a stand of this new country. I want to sell to you guys the idea of exploring the unknown. Step out into this journey. This is I'm going to call it the random travel company. You pay for a package, and in that package you'll be taken to a country that you've never been before, into a type of destination, a place to stay that you've never stayed before. You might be staying in a teepee, you might be doing some glamping, you might be lying on the edge of a cliff, safely. And we will take you on adventures and make you think about and see the world in a completely different way. I would have a team of experts from each individual country sourced and provided with the skill set to communicate with a variety of people, and also to, and this is a bit inspired by kind of Yes Theory, to bring you together with another group of people that you've never met before.
Nice.
So this is really a random adventure, and it requires you to dive in completely. So come with me. Any questions?
Oh, hella questions.
I like it.
That, you know what, it's interesting, as you were talking about it, it kind of reminded me of the mystery box phase that we're in. Like on eBay and Amazon, you can like buy a mystery box for £1,000, and sometimes it will have like the craziest stuff in it. Like you'll have a retro Charizard that now sells for like £50,000 just in this mystery box. So that's like, it's interesting that you've taken that and you've upscaled it to 1 million. So the first thing I'm going to ask you is, what would be that like ultra rare? So like, you know, the rarest thing you might be able to find in a box like that would be like a trading card or a super item that like is scaled up by 1 million. So what would be that golden location, that golden place that you would take people to that would be like the number one?
That is a great question, which probably requires a little more research. But let's have a think. No, you know what?
Yeah.
There is one place that it has to be, and it's very close to me. It's got to be St. Kitts and Nevis, home to one of the most secluded beaches in the world, officially. The island of Nevis, which is what I'm going to focus on because I've spent more time there, is gorgeous. It is about 30 minutes in the car to get all the way around. The people are absolutely lovely. You can get a variety of food there, get fresh fruits and vegetables, and there's markets galore. I think there's even a golf course on there if you like golfing. Wow. The energy of the island is second to none. So I would build a sustainable, resort out there and hire all of the local people because it's very connected to me, and make sure that they experience the wonders of St. Kitts. We've got islands that are very cheeky and mischievous, but only exist in this place, and have formed their own genus and type, as well as beautiful seas around it. We've got the Atlantic on one side, so if you like your surfing, you can go surfing there. And then we've got the calm, tranquil side of the Caribbean Sea, as well as my people. Come on. If you don't love that, then you might not be right for this tour.
Yeah, no, I like the idea a lot, like, because I think it's giving people that more urge to travel somewhere different, and it's like the same thing you said about like eBay and Amazon do it. I know they do, like, there's a sneaker company that do it in America that you can buy a mystery box of sneakers. You pay a membership and then the box comes. It costs $5 to $10 but in this box it could be anything. Yeah. And it's not just one pair of sneakers. You're talking about like 25 different sneakers in the box. So you see your Dornbecker, you'll see one of one or one of 15 or something like. It always values up. So I can get it because I can just imagine now, like, me going in there. You list off all the places you've been. You list the places that you don't, or like things you don't want to do, and they come up with this package, show you the package, and like, let's go do that.
Imagine that. Imagine literally just like getting a letter, like a golden letter or something, and it says, "This season you're going to," and then you get like St. Kitts. You're like, what? It's crazy.
I know there's a company that kind of do. I think I mentioned them on a podcast before, and that's STA Travels. They don't do it to that extent, but they do a lot of like, not island hopping, but destination hopping. So I think they do one that's called like the Bobby Dazzler, and it's got like 30 different or 15. So sorry, it's about 20 different stops on it, and you literally go all around the world at these different crazy locations. So yeah, I'm down for that, bro.
We're going on an adventure.
I like the name as well, the Random Travel Company. We need to get that. Yeah, for real, we need to trademark that immediately, because that in itself is a fantastic site. So that takes us to our first question. And as you know, our first question is always Fabian's 5 minutes of food.
I can smell it, baby. I can smell it.
Food is in the air, so this one better be the best segment we got. So the question today is, if you could only live with eating one meal for the rest of your life, what would it be? Burritos. You heard it here first, people. Fabian from Fabian's 5 minutes of food said burritos. Why burritos?
Because burrito is a meal in a wrap.
Yeah, facts.
But the condiments, the actual flavors, you know, the ingredients to that burrito can be widely varsed.
Yeah.
So you can use where it's just a veggie burrito, where, you know, you might just have some halloumi, some fried rice, fresh salad, a bit of guacamole, good to go. Yeah. Or you can have it when you got a bit of grilled chicken in there. Yeah. You can have the brisket, whatever it is. But for me, I think just a burrito itself is a meal you could eat for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Yeah.
You know what? You might have smashed that one on the head. I'm trying to. Yeah, that was incredible. That's an incredible choice. I can't even lie. That was. Yeah. You took it.
That's why they call me the chef, baby. Let's go.
What about you, Jeff?
Me. You know what? I've been blown away by that answer. I mean,
I've got one.
I didn't think it's creatively. Yeah, I changed mine. So if you can, you can take over there.
Noodles exist around the world. We have the European noodle, the spaghetti, the tagliatelle,
the spaghetti,
and then we have the udon, the ramen, the rice noodle.
Yeah.
I'm taking the same dive as Fabian. We're going down the variety route. We've got ramen. We've got spaghetti bolognese. All of the flavors that come in between. I want the sweet, the savory, everything in this one dish, in a bowl, easy to eat, and you can just dig in, twist it up, and it's also easy to eat. You just get your spoon. Repetition is key, and just flavors on top of flavors on top of flavors. No eggs though. No eggs.
No eggs. Remove the eggs from the table.
Of course.
I feel you. You know what? That's good. I'm gonna go in a completely different range to you guys. You guys are going for stuff that's like super versatile, and you can do so many things with. I'm gonna go the complete opposite direction, and I'm just gonna say pancakes. I'm gonna say pancakes are what I'm going for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, because you can do like the protein pancakes, so you can still get all the nutrition and nourishment you need.
True.
But then, with my option as opposed to you guys' option, I've also got a dessert in there. Do you see what I'm saying? Yeah. And it's a sweet thing. It is. You can sugar that thing up as much as you want, and I'm gonna go for crepes and the big ones. I'm gonna go for all varieties of it as well.
And galettes.
But check,
all of that.
But check this though. You said like we haven't got dessert.
Yeah.
But have you ever had a deep fried?
No, don't do it. Don't do it.
Ice cream wrap.
A deep fried ice cream wrap like a burrito. I'm not touching that.
No, you seen deep fried ice cream, right?
I've never seen.
I've never seen that.
They do deep fried ice cream. So basically, they deep fry the ice cream in like a crisp, and then basically cut it open. The ice cream's in the middle. So obviously, what you do, you'd get the ice cream, pull it in the wrap. Yeah, right. Put your sauce in there if you want to do that. Wrap the wrap, freeze the actual whole wrap, dip it in the batter, then deep fry it. Then you take it out, cut it open. You know, put your straight ice and sugar on the top. Good to go.
You know, my heart started clogging up. Like, my blood vessels started to thicken up just by you saying
all
that.
my fatties, I got you, man. I got you, man.
You know what, guys? What would you choose? Because that is wild. I love it. That is wild. But, no, I'm happy with pancakes, man. I'm happy with the breakfast. The lunch could be an issue and dinner could be an issue, but breakfast and dessert are sorted.
Yeah, definitely.
That's what I'm gonna go with. So, Fabian, moving on to you, bro. What would
bro.
business would you start?
So like one business I really wanted to say I started, if I had all the money and the resources to hand, it wouldn't be, it's kind of going down the kind of college kind of route, or like the, what do you call it, a apprenticeship kind of route.
Okay.
But I don't think there's somewhere in the UK, I would say, where it gives you all of it. And mine will be a straight introduction to a trade. Where like now you can leave school, go to college, study carpentry, engineering, an electrician, a plumber. Where, because I work in construction now, I've seen there's so much more you can do. So I would want one hub where you can do all of those ones, but then you got the plastering, you got the tape and jointing, you got the dry lining, you got a crane operative, you got a forklift operative, you've got anything that you can do on a building site. I wanted to be able to do it in one place. Where you can learn these skills. If you want to be there for 2 years, you can pick up more than one, and at the end of it, we can send you onto an apprenticeship. Or after you've done your first year, we can get you onto site and start working, and just basically give people from an early age somewhere so they can see the different ways they can go. Because as I know, once you have a trade, that carries with you for life. You know, it's not the case of you can't never work. If you've got a forklift license, you can go find a forklift job anywhere. You can go on a freaking stadium and be doing something like that. You don't have to be on a building site. You can go into a warehouse and do something like that. And it's the same thing with a crane supervisor. These jobs go all around the world. So for me, I'd want to actually do something where everyone can get that from a young age. Cause I think from if you were 16, between the ages of 16 and like I would say 19 to 20, you could have learnt to be a plumber, a tiler, and then you're good to go to do everyone's like bathrooms already, and that's just the basics. Like imagine you did that, and then you say you was a crane supervisor at the same time.
Yeah, that's big because like you have that. There is one sector I know where you do have that, and that's in that's with like planes. Like you potentially get those apprenticeships where you can become an airplane engineer from 16, right?
Yeah.
And then by 20, 21, 22, you're a senior engineer working on planes, and it's like. That skill progression started so young and it advanced you so far. If you could have that in other opportunities and in other spaces and have it centralized so you have access to all those skills at one time, you're just upskilling constantly and working out. And then you can, like you said, you can travel because you've got all of these skills.
Exactly.
So if they don't want one, well, you might have 2 or 3. That's really powerful.
And then I think that for me, that's it's literally being able to do that, but then saying, right, you want to find work, we'll help you find work straight away, so you can see what it's like.
Yeah.
I think that's the whole thing as well. Like you get these skills, and then it's hard to go to the next step to actually find work. Where if we help you from an earlier stage, once you've done the first levels of the skill, like you can go work now.
Yeah. So I like that.
Yeah.
I also would like to add to that with the travel aspect, this is a job that requires fewer language skills because it's such a physical job. You can go anywhere in the world and say, I can, let's say, I can create a plumbing system or a water system that works for this environment. Hire me. Yeah. You can travel with it almost immediately because you've developed this set of skills. What would you pick to do if you were at this school?
What, me?
Yeah. If you were 16 right now.
If I was 16 and to do this, I would probably try to be an electrician so I could install solar panels.
Oh, I like that.
And plumbing.
Okay. Why is that?
One, because there's not enough plumbers, I think, around in the world. So I think being a domestic and commercial plumber is big. And everyone needs an electrician when it comes to testing, so I'll do that. But the reason why I do it for the solar panels, because I think for me, imagine being able to go to somewhere like Africa or anywhere, and as you're building, everywhere you build, you can build solar panels at the same time.
Yeah.
It's a very hard skill to be able to come across.
Yeah.
And again, it's something that dictates the market because you are the person with that skill.
Very true.
So yeah, so I'd probably do something like that.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that a lot.
I like it.
And this moves us in to our final question of the day.
Okay.
And this one's exciting. We've been thinking about this one for a little bit.
Yeah.
I saw Ethan planning earlier when we went out to get our coffee. So this is really, really exciting. And the question is, what 3 people would you choose right now to set up, and they have to be real, what 3 people would you choose to set up your 3-on-3 basketball team? So, you know, we've just seen the Olympics happen. We've seen the 3-on-3 basketball.
I'm gonna go check the food, people. Sorry.
You've just seen 3-on-3 basketball take the world by storm in the Olympics, right? We've seen some incredible things happen there, some incredible action. It feels like a much more dynamic version of the game of basketball. Any of our basketball fans, hit us up. What have you thought about that? But yeah, what 3 people would you take? And this was not predicated on their physical capabilities. It's not predicated on how tall they are, how good you think their jump shot might be. But this is on their character, their skill sets outside of just shooting a hoop. What would you choose? Who would you choose to be in your 3-on-3 basketball super team? Now, Fabian's just checking out the chicken here, so I'm gonna go to you, E, to start us off.
Are we doing one each, or am I going through my 3?
I want to hear your team. Because I feel like there needs to be continuity in it, so I truly understand the team dynamic.
Let me just grab
That's
my
the
phone,
question
so I'm
here.
ready to go. Okay, so the first person, I appreciate this person in their job.
Yeah.
You want someone who can play basketball, or you might want someone who can act like they can play basketball.
Okay.
So I'm going to go to one of the greatest actors in existence, one of the greatest actors still alive, Robert De Niro. This man is hilarious, he's charismatic, he's got presence on the field. Whenever you look at, in any sport, there's always eyes on the star.
Yeah.
And this man has such star qualities that he will draw everyone's eyes, draw everyone's attention. He might just be able to dish the ball about, but your eyes are going to linger on this man.
Yeah.
Every facial expression is going to be precise. Are you talking to me?
You talking to me?
He will single you out and he will intimidate you to no end.
Yeah, he will.
And then he'll flip, he'll be lying.
Yeah.
You will never know where you stand, and that means people will never be comfortable on their feet.
Yeah.
That's my number 1.
Yeah. He's also like super liberal as well, so we like him in that kind of space. We want people who have good values on our teams, right? So I back that 100%. Oh, we got audio interference here on the game.
It's Carlo on line 1.
Ooh, who you voting for, Mr. Carlo? Who you want on the team? Yeah, can I get? I don't know who I was gonna say because Ethan is here. You're number 2.
So my number 2 is, I was looking for someone a bit scrappier.
Ooh.
Someone that has wit and guile and will just go for it. And
Yeah.
this is going to be Vince Staples.
Ooh.
One of my personal favourite rappers and personalities.
Yeah.
Again, a top tier trash talker.
Yeah.
Any Vince Staples interview, whether it be on radio, on television, he is always on fire.
Yeah.
He is always on fire, but he was always about his people.
Yeah.
He always puts his people first. There will always be someone with him in the studio, someone that you would never recognize, but it's someone that he's put on his team because he appreciates them and sees value in them beyond anything.
Mm-hmm.
And we're back.
So we've got these 2
Yeah.
just blasting your team with energy, charisma, style, and wit. And finally, we need someone clutch, someone who comes in clutch for the people. This is going to be AOC, Alexandria
great choice.
Ocasio-Cortez, consistently coming in clutch for the people of New York. Let's go Knicks.
Mm-hmm.
She's a team player. Every call will go her way. How can you argue with her? She has put some of the most incredibly intelligent businessmen and ruthless businessmen on the spot.
Yeah.
Mark Zuckerberg went even paler than he was right now. The robot almost malfunctioned.
Yeah.
She's the person that you want. She ties everyone together, and just being around her is top tier.
Yeah. I like that team, I like that team a lot. Robert De Niro, when you started with Robert De Niro, I was like, oh god damn, this team is full of shooters. This team is full of they're gonna get the job done.
And they all care.
Yeah.
They all care for their people.
Yeah.
And that's why my team's gonna be the best.
Yeah. Your team sounds really solid. But you know what? I think my team might stand up,
Oh,
I
yeah?
think my team might
Okay.
stand up. So I'm gonna start off with every good team has a good leader. Every good team has somebody who stands for something and fights for it until they get that dub. And so that's why I'm going to start with the leader of New Zealand, Jacinda Ardern. You went with AOC as your politician. I'm going with Jacinda Ardern.
Okay.
This is a human being, first of all, who fights for what's right. And on our team, we want to fight for what's right. You know, we want to step up to the court. We want to have the fundamentals. We want to master the skills, but also we want to take care of the people on our team. So Jacinda Ardern's going to be number one. She is an incredible speaker. Speaks so well that before any game, I know for a fact she would come with an incredible motivational speech that would pump up the team, would pump us up to the highest level, and she'd take us to that dub. So yeah, Jacinda Ardern kicking it off, right? But also, Jacinda Ardern can be very serious. She can also be quite light, but she can be very, very serious. So I'm thinking, how do we balance that out? How do we get the lightness there? So for number two, I'm going with a Dave Chappelle. Yeah, you know, he's going to be there at any point to lighten the mood. There's a story from a Super Bowl for the 49ers in the 80s. I can't 100% remember what one it was, but it was the drive. It was when the 49ers were down with like 2 minutes to go in the Super Bowl, and just before they started the drive, which went on to win the Super Bowl, Joe Montana, some people's favourite quarterback of all time, runs into the huddle and he sees everybody's tense, everybody's a little bit tight because they know they're about to try and go down and do something crazy. Yeah. And he just points to the crowd and he goes, "Is that John Candy?" Now for anybody who doesn't know, John Candy was a massive comedian at the time, was a really funny guy. Yeah. And for the leader of that team in that moment to bring lightness into the situation, to point up and just be like, "Guys, that's a famous person who's not connected to the moment that we're currently in." And what he did was he removed that tenseness because they were like, "Oh, our leader is so calm and composed that he can point out celebrities in the crowd that we can also be light and we can trust him with it." So Dave Chappelle would bring that level of lightness that if we needed to make a play to finish it off, he would pull that out here. And you know what? I was really struggling because I wanted to say Stormzy again because I wanted somebody who had that real fight in them. And you know, I spoke a little bit about Stormzy before. So I'm actually just going to go off the top of the dome and I'm going to say Young Philly. An entertainer from South London, from Lewisham, Young Philly. So you know, I've got New Zealand, I've got the US, and now I've got the UK. Because I would want somebody who's on my level when it comes to energy, but also when it comes to the culture, right? I want us to be able to lead that hub of ecstatic energy. Do you know what I mean? To hype the crowd up, and I know that Philly would be there to be able to hype the team up. He's also got a great smile. So, you know, if you just need to get some good energy in there, Young Philly would provide that as well. So, yeah, my team, Jacinda Ardern, Dave Chappelle, and Young Philly. Fabian, what about your team?
Oh, you guys' teams are, they're alright. Well, I think my team...
You said alright, you know.
He's talking big, you know. He's talking big, you know.
Listen, so, one, my team is going to be the funnest. I'll tell you that for now. My team's going to be the funnest. Two, I'm going to bring a distraction to put all the other teams off. And three, my team's got to be best anyway. So we're going to show you my distraction, Cardi B, right? Because Cardi B, she's going to play ball, right? But you know, she's going to get the Brooklyn attitude. She's going to be and all this that, right? And she's going to look fire as hell. She's going to look fire anyway. So Cardi B is number one. Because I just want to try to have fun and say, well, go on, like, this is going to play some ball. Number two, Kevin Hart. One of the funniest men alive.
I knew you were bringing Kevin Hart. Yeah. The second we did this, I knew Kevin Hart was going to be on your team.
Because one, he's the funniest man alive. And he can actually play ball anyway, so... No, man, we don't even worry about that.
Listeners and viewers, can we have a vote? Who do you think's funnier, Dave Chappelle or Kevin Hart? We want to hear that in the comment section.
How many shows did Dave Chappelle have on Netflix? Oh, man. Anyway, moving on.
What? That's got nothing to do with anything.
Moving on. So we got Kevin Hart and we got Cardi B. Now this one. This is when it got hard, because this one's like, ooh, who am I going to pick? I had a few runners up. I thought, bring it back to the south and pick someone. And I was like, nah, I don't want that person.
Sound like you're struggling for the
I think he's looking for someone, you know.
I had a few people, like, listen, you know.
He was talking big as well. He said, my team's going to be the funnest and the best.
You know who I was going to pick? I was going to pick Rey Mysterio. I thought he'd just be flying around the court like crazy. And I thought, nah, we don't want that.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah. So do you know who I'm going to pick? Just to stand at the back and hold it? Mm-hmm. The Big Show.
The Big Show!
The Big Show.
Well, it's the Big Show!
You know, whoever going in that paint going to see the Big Show and be like, oh, this ain't fair.
Yeah, that's
like just because of his manner, and I'm like, yeah, Big Show, you're the guy. Mm-hmm. So yes, you know, you just got me there, just calling the shots. Kevin Hart, calm down. You hear me? Cardi, you good? Big Show, don't pick him up. Yeah. So yeah, that'd be mine. So I told you, man, the funnest group right there.
I like that. You know what? I like that. You did say you'd bring the energy, so I like the energy. How are we looking on that chicken, bro?
The chicken is like pretty much almost done, bro.
Almost done?
Yeah, you're gonna have to wrap this thing up so we can eat.
Hey, bro, we can. How long we got? You think? You think I can get this in?
Yeah, you get this in, bro.
Okay, so the business that I'm gonna start to make this thing happen, and I was thinking, how do I take what currently is doing really well and take it further, right? So you know how you see these joke men, Logan Paul, Jake Paul doing these boxing fights and stuff like that. They're not on the level of KSI. KSI is the guy who's been running that show. I was like, how do we take that to the next level?
Okay.
And I was gonna do a global celebrity sports tournament. That would be my thing, where you would take some of the biggest stars from any arena, politics, celebrity, sports, comedy, all of that, right? Take them and turn them into athletes, right? And have them play multiple sports. So it's not just, have a boxing match. It's, we'd have potentially all the continents. So the celebrities from each continent, right? And they would go to each other's continent and they would play a sport that is synonymous with that space, right? Yeah. So when it was America's turn to host, the Northern America's turn to host, it potentially would be like American football or basketball or baseball or something like that, right? But when they go to Asia, it potentially could be cricket or could be table tennis. True. And each team would select their superstars and go against the superstars. So it would kind of be like a head-to-head of the celebrities representing their continent sport and battling it out. And I think that would be crazy, because imagine we go to Oceania, right? And you could go for Aussie rules football. And I don't think anybody else would have played that sport other than Australians, right? Yeah. And so you'd end up having potentially some absolute madness on the field. And so it would be this superstar league that would get crazy amounts of publicity. Because could you imagine, some of the biggest celebrities going on Instagram and being like, tomorrow I'm playing a cricket game, I've never done that before. The amount of people who would watch that, it would be insane. I know it's purely for popularity and for money and for connections, but I feel like it would get people excited about different sports. It would get massive amounts of multinational connections, you know what I mean? It would bring the spotlight onto certain sports and countries that potentially haven't been seen by other parts of the world. So I would absolutely love to see how that could manifest.
Okay. That sounds nice, bro.
Oh, Ethan's got a question about it.
If you had to pick, let's say all of the countries win, and we need a deciding sport for all of the teams to battle out of, which one are you choosing?
That's a really, really good question, and one that I wasn't prepared for, as you can tell. I'm going to say it would be Pong. I'm being a bit cheeky, it's an e-sport. And it's the first ever video game ever.
Esports are sports.
Exactly. And I would say Pong. Just literally the two bars and the dot in the middle. And it would be... Because you know how tense that would get? It would get so tense.
The old school knobs and dials.
Yeah, exactly. It would either be Pong or it would be like a penalty shootout. Like an old school football penalty shootout. Because, as we know far too recently, they are tense. They are so tense. And it would be great to see those celebrities. Imagine a Robert De Niro representing Northern America. He's usually so chilled and so calm. In that moment, could he hold it together? Find out when we watch Super Celebrity Showdown. But guys, that's been us. That has been Talks.
That has been it.
We've spoken to you about some very, very fun things. Please let us know what you want us to talk about next. We've got some chicken wings in the oven, which are 99.99% ready. Are there any final messages from you guys?
Have a fantastic week. Have a fantastic life. You are amazing. Continue to do what you're doing. Strive for more. Be great.
Which business would you start? And how much money would you put into that business?
Yeah.
Thank you for listening.
We are over and out.
Peace.